Hello, I'm Cody, and welcome to Session 6 of this Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire turn-based Triple Crown attempt. Last time, we started exploring Nikataka, met with Pelagina, who is not happy with us. We killed some pirates that were extorting a shipwright, whom I am now remembering I forgot to talk to afterwards. Uh, recovered some stolen gloves, and returned them to Casina. Unfortunately, the fellow that stole them died in the process, and she was not happy about that. Understandably. Now we're just kinda... I have no idea what. I don't want to stick around town too much.
You had no right to interfere in Rawatai's business.
Hawana culture isn't business, you company drudge.
I don't want to stick around Nikataka all day today. I'd like to find myself getting a quest or two and then leaving.
I don't give two pyres for your tribal pride, and I wager that Arkamir cares even less.
The Almawa woman clutches her fists at her sides. Her severe features are caught in an unshakable grimace.
If this is what passes for Rautai in diplomacy, Rauzanui has bigger problems.
More calm and composed, Juana smiles, turning when she notices you.
If you've come to see Arkamir, you're too late. He left the estate on wizard business.
What did you want with Arkamir?
The wizard got his hands on a Hawana tablet, the Harapo epic. I came to reclaim it for Rawatai. In the middle of my negotiations, this little pest showed up with a claim on it.
She gestures to Netahe.
The Harapo epic belongs to the Huana. The Queen sent me to remind you both.
So what's your plan?
I might as well adjourn to the palace in Serpent's Crown and give Arkamir time to think.
What a load of... You mean to get your hands on that tablet with or without Arkamir? You island rats can barely write your own names, much less a distinguished epic.
Netahe blinks at her in shock and takes a moment to smooth down the creases in her uniform.
Scamper back to the Brass Citadel and spin your own plots. I will happily do the same on my side of the island.
Alright, whatever. Bye-bye. Maybe I'll recover that, and then presumably, if and when I do, I'll have to choose one of them to give it to. God knows I don't have much of a preference right now.
What can I do you for? All right.
I found the cat jewels. +1 perception and 5% healing done. Not bad.
The sea is true home, not smelly mountain.
An engraving at the base of the statue reads, Periki, first guildmaster of the Water Shapers Guild. He looks downcast and introspective.
What you want?
The imp recoils from you with a sharp hiss. What's she doing out here?
Arkamir doesn't let worthless idiot outside after worthless idiot sprayed dung on stupid tablet. But Arkamir not home.
A mischievous grin splits the imp's bony features.
So worthless idiot watches the ships come in, looks at all the tasty gulls.
It sighs down at the vista of ocean and docks. You want to set sail and eat gulls? You're welcome aboard the Defiant. The imp takes in your words, its eyes widening to the size of moist saucers. A flap of its wings carries it closer to whisper in your ear.
How often you beat your crew, huh?
It doesn't whisper at all, and the question sends a ringing through your ears. I don't. Not yet, at least.
No beatings? None?
It blinks, struggling to encompass the idea.
I join crew? I join crew!
The imp flutters in an excited little circle. It points down at the distant shape of Queen's Berth and salivates at the sight of gulls landing on the rigging of the Defiant. Don't feel great about leading to the deaths of the gulls. I like gulls. I was down at the beast just an hour or two ago, and I Got real close to two gulls I was going to take a picture of before they decided they didn't like my presence and moved a few meters down the beach, and I didn't want to chase them to try again, because, yeah, they wanted their peace. I wasn't going to bug them anymore. What was I going to do here? He is a navigator. Oh, that's the helmsman role. Where's the navigator go? Is that you? Yeah. Little Luca. Maybe if I ever get a bigger boat, I'll be happy for the extra crew.
Everyone to the palace?
Akira, I've never seen Arui run so fast.
Do you think the Audra Colossus would come here next?
Pray to Cahopa, it does not.
Neat pattern of water movement. I like this sort of mundane use of magic. Not something you see as often as you probably should. If magic really existed in a world, people would use it for all sorts of insipid but fun things like that, I think.
Takehu, you have shirked your duties for the last time, I say.
The guildmaster in fine robes stares down at the sizable blue-skinned Aomao before her. Students observe the exchange in a loose circle, exchanging whispers.
Guildmaster, be reasonable.
He tosses his anemone-like hair, which glows faintly as each bulbous strand settles in place.
I skipped one lecture to travel up the mountain. Still, the palace is closed until you present me before Onikaza.
He crosses his arms and raises one eyebrow. The murmurs of the crowd grow in volume.
You went alone. I asked for patience, but as usual, you make a trench out of a tide pool.
She pacifies her tone, suddenly conscious of the onlookers. Hey, don't let me stop you.
This should be over soon.
He winks before turning his frown back to the guildmaster.
My patience wears thin, old shark. You have stifled me enough for one trip through Rakuhu's bowels.
In spite of their obvious age difference, Takehu raises an instructive finger to the guildmaster.
I say Ngati weeps at her petulant spectacle of a child.
I'm not sure that I ever thought of myself as the daughter of a god.
Akira, the significance is clearer to some than others.
He waves toward the guildmaster with the back of his hand.
For a water shaper who treasures his duty to the goddess, you spend too many days cavorting at the brothel.
The guildmaster sidesteps Takehu and takes long strides away from the circle. Sparing another glance at Takehu, the crowd disperses.
Ugh, insufferable.
Takehu sighs and smooths back his hair. He turns his attention to you with a raised brow.
It is not every day that I see a stranger face than mine in this part of town.
Takehu thumbs his chin and nods at you. Well, looks like you and the guildmaster don't get along.
Kira, I bring art to the Guild of Water Shapers, but they do not tolerate expression here. What I am is to blame, I say.
A godlike?
Just so. Blessed and cursed at birth, I say. Water shaping is Ngati's gift to the Huana, and apparently I am too. Savior to the tribes.
He folds his arms and grimaces. Aloth doesn't like it because he's prideful. I don't know, push back a little, test their boundaries.
The only question is, do I return to my duties, or while away a few hours in the bathhouse?
Takehu tugs on his hair and purses his lips. Aloth rolls his eyes, and Shoti runs her tongue over her teeth. None of my business, say nothing.
The waters are fine, I say. Finer still with company.
His grin widens even further as he appraises you.
Strange company. What a terrifying pair we would make.
Sighing to himself, Takehu scans you up and down. He casually clears his throat and glances away. I will continue to say nothing.
Time alone is never wasted, I say.
I mean, I don't know if I want to recruit him. He sounds quite annoying, but I also don't want to turn down a potential party member. I could use a rowdy fish like you on the Defiant if you'll have a watcher at the helm.
A watcher? And here I am, used to being the freak of Pariki's Overlook.
He rests a hand on his hip and grins.
What does a watcher do?
I'm the Herald of Brath, for now at least.
Ikera. Just so.
He strokes his chin, nodding.
I say I am no sailor, and I know even less about death. I am an artist.
He stirs his fingers through the air, drawing together droplets of moisture into an orb of water that floats over his palm.
My peers do not understand. Water shaping to them is like studying calligraphy, to brew ink and sort parchment.
He lets the orb fall to the ground and splash at his feet. If your abilities can drown our enemies, you can call it whatever you like.
Will we do much fighting, then? Ikera, a pity.
Takehu scratches the back of his head.
You are not unknown to me, I say. Whispers of an Adra Colossus reach my ears, and louder whispers of a corpse who follows him.
Takehu raises one of his brows.
What will you do when you catch up to this walking god?
Not sure. But Aethys needs to answer for his actions.
As do many mortals in the Deadfire. It seems the gods are no different. If it untangles me from the guild's apron strings, then you can mount me as the figurehead of your fair ship.
Takehu inclines his head and touches the circular markings on his brow.
Our quarters may smell of fish before long, but your crew will be more beautiful by association, I say.
He winks. Aloth is just really not happy with him.
Do the rest of us have a say in the matter?
He glances between you and Takehu, irritation plain on his face.
Lead on. It will be good to put some distance between myself and the guild, even if we find less savory places along the way. A fair warning, Captain. Ingati gifted her favorite son with more than his stunning complexion.
Takehu tosses his hair and sighs contentedly. What, can you breathe underwater?
Good guess. Only for as long as, well, I say you will learn. In time.
He winks, his eyes suddenly as dark as beads of polished onyx. Okay, so you can be a druid, a chanter, or a druid chanter. I mean, hard to go wrong with more chanter. I like chanter a lot. Kind of like druid a little. He can spirit shift to a shark, which makes him immune to dexterity afflictions, but only for 2 rounds. Seems that he is already level 3. I don't get to level him up from first principles. If I'm understanding this correctly. Well, maybe I do. We'll find out in a bit. It's the Storm Speaker. Just gets a bunch of lightning and weathery spells, apparently, for free. And invocations, I assume? Yeah, invocations. No particularly unique passives. Yeah, I'm gonna go with pure chanter. Why not? Let's get a second chanter in the group.
I'll be shoving off then, Cap.
If you want for company, look no further.
Oh, he already wants to talk to me. Jesus. As you turn to Takehu, a shadow passes over your vision. You feel a tug from somewhere deep within his soul. A faint ripple creases the air between you two, like a forest of ethereal kelp. I repress the sensation.
Not feeling talkative, are we? Know that I will be watching.
The voice pulls away from your mind with a wet, splashing sound. Regarding you with a warm smile, Takehu at first seems oblivious to your momentary detachment. Then his brow furrows with concern.
Captain, what say? You look a little blue about the gills.
I'm fine, but I have some questions.
You have questions? Ikera, I have answers.
Takehu opens his palm and gestures for you to speak freely. Well, I don't appear to be able to ask about the voice that just communicated to me from within him, so I don't really care about the rest of that right now.
You need something?
Level him up. Well, I just booted my stealth specialist, so I guess that's going to be him. Even though he starts off with nothing in it. No, he just doesn't... He just plain doesn't get any of the summons, I only just noticed, which is fine. It seems to be, you know... Well, I was gonna say, seems to be what Chie is doing, but I mean, it's obviously she's only got one so far, but she does use it basically every time. Feels like most of the time he's just going to use this guy's opened vengeance rained down. It doesn't hurt to have a stun, I suppose. I don't know how it would work to have come soft winds of death on a second person. I have no idea if the game would just not allow that to work, or if it would make special exception where you can apply two of them. I kind of want to find out. Yeah, I am going to find out. Screw it. It's a inefficient use if it ends up not working, but oh well. I can always respec him. But he also doesn't seem like a character that's going to be a permanent member of my party long term anyways. Well, I haven't even looked at what kind of weapons he has. He might start with something unique that I'd want to keep. And grab the Paralyze. I'll get two at this level. Okay, well then I guess I have to cancel out and see what his gear is. Yeah, he has a unique rod. Ranged attacks bounce +1 with rod attacks? Wow, that is amazing. Well, some decent upgrades there, but a leaping arc alone is just, yeah, every time he attacks with that rod, he gets to attack twice. Okay. And rods are two-handed, so we will focus on two-handed. Gonna move it there though, because I like having the ranged weapon in a second slot. Just feels right. Check to see. Immune to water attacks, immune to fire attacks. Per round. Immunity to fire attacks per round. What on earth does that mean? And immunity to slog zone attacks. I guess like this just means once per round he's immune to a fire attack. But periodically any fire effects on them will be, oh, so maybe it's only fire damage over time effects? They just get washed away every round or something? That could be. Yeah, loses access to summoned invocations. And he has Rod and Quarterstaff already as proficiencies. Good to know. Okay. So we want to get two-handed. Paralyze. got quarterstaff. I guess I'll grab... Poleaxe doesn't really matter. I mean, this shield cracks make it so anytime the target takes damage, the effect's duration is increased. So we'll be getting this with Chie eventually as well, but yeah, being a pure class gets it a bit earlier, which is nice. And definitely Ancient Memory. Plus 6 health restored per round for 1 round. Nice to have somebody just passively heal everybody. Oh, he gets another level still. I thought that was the last one. Interesting. I'm not sure what to do with this one then. I'll grab combat focus.
At your service.
Should we,
At your service. That will do, I say.
A young Huana holds out his hands as if to catch an incoming missile. He winces in concentration, and an orb of water rises and floats mid-air. Sweat drips down his nose. Ikehu clears his throat loudly. He flinches, and in that instant, the water loses all shape and splashes on the floor. Crestfallen, he sighs and drops his stance.
Damn it, Takehu, why? I almost had it that time.
Not even close. If you want to achieve the second form, you will need to loosen that posture. Spending a day submerged in the bathhouse always helped me.
He smirks. Aloth and Shoti both are not liking him.
Did you need something?
He nods to you and shakes out his arms, readying himself for another try. You seem to be having trouble.
I can feel the connection to Andra just like Myru taught me. But there's something missing. Maybe it's my form.
He frowns to himself. Any actual useful advice there, Takehu, or are you just going to tell him to go to the bathhouse?
Remain loose, but not too loose. Confine yourself, but spread out at all times.
He nods, passing you a secret smile. What an absolutely useless advice. You suck, Takehu.
Like this?
Warua shuffles his feet apart and squeezes his shoulders together, looking to Takehu for approval.
Perfect. Keep at it, and you'll be teaching me the fourth form in no time.
He claps Warua on the shoulder, upsetting his stance.
Suppose I'll give anything a try.
He nods to you and resumes practice. Good luck to you. Should have just told him to hum. It's probably more useful advice than Takehu telling him to do a bunch of things that are exact opposite of each other. An exceptional robe. Good for sale, I suppose. Oh, what's he wearing as armor slot? That precisely, an exceptional robe.
You have questions for me. Speak up, I say.
Guildmaster Myru folds her arms and nods. Tell me about the guild.
Ikira, my pleasure. Water shaping is a talent bestowed on the Huana by the goddess Ngati. Hariki was the first in recent memory to organize the talent into a series of teachable forms. What else would you like to know?
I mean, mostly I'm wondering if you have any side quests. I don't see any dialogue that directly leads there. What do water shapers do exactly?
We control tides, prevent storm damage, and keep unwelcome ships at bay. Of course, you already know Takehu, our prized pupil. We represent the best of Huana achievement, no small responsibility.
And where do the Water Shapers get their power?
Our art is the yield of the Huana's ancient covenant with the goddess. Our ancestors pledged to protect the luminous Adra, the islands, and the tribes. Ngati gifted us with the strength to keep our promise. Akira, speak freely.
Alright, nothing else there.
How long do you reckon it takes for a place to end up like this?
I don't know, Shoti. Quite some time. This stone door is sealed shut. A few engraved symbols stand out among the other carvings and inscriptions. Apart from that, you find no evident means of opening the way. A faded inscription is nestled among the elaborate stone carvings. Can I read it? Huana ruins decorate the stone entrance. Ngati would not have gifted her chosen people a watery covenant unless they persisted in deserving it. This sanctum is a covenant of our making. Only the sigil of the covenant and the words of my devotion will open the way. Pariki, master of the guild. Search for a locking mechanism. As you search among the door's ancient carvings, you come upon a stone panel that seems to protect an internal mechanism. The panel remains fixed and unmoving. Push the door. The door stands resolutely shut. No amount of brute force will influence that one way or the other. Right, leave.
How about that?
What say, friend? The guild's sanctum has seen better days.
The young water shaper leans on his broom and smiles at you. What do you do here?
Simply a caretaker. I dust off Pariki's tomb and try to keep the place tidy. Caring for the guild hall usually means drying off what others get wet in practice.
Ikenu shakes his head with a wary smile. What's behind the door by the staircase?
A sanctum for master water shapers, I say. No students or outsiders allowed. I have never been there myself. Myru assures me the room has no need of cleaning.
He shrugs, smiling. Fair all. How to assume
I can be quiet if you can.
nobody would like me disabling this trap? On the other hand, I can apparently loot this. The statue depicts an Aomawa woman, her hand extended and grasping at the air. An eroded plaque sits by her feet. Something about the statue calls out to you, the echo of a fractured soul that tarried in this place for long and thoughtful years. You feel victory tinged by grief and regret. Inspect the lingering soul. Your vision bobs with the motion of the sea. You stand aboard the deck of Swiftwinds, where your mates share bemused, self-congratulatory glances as they work. One of them claps your back with approval. You step back and aim a reproachful look at your mate, however friendly his intent. You know there will be no time for reprieve when you are squared away in Nekataka. Something cuts through the water to your port side, an enormous shape just beneath the waves. Someone shouts that the winds have turned in your favor at last. This is followed by an enthusiastic cheer among the crew, who do not share their mirth. Eyes to the horizon, I say. You bring home a mighty gift, though it takes an unusual form, one that you pray to Ngati you are able to keep in check. The vision dissipates, and your land legs reassert themselves. Hold her hand, I guess? You grasp her hand with tenderness. At first, nothing happens, but then a tiny droplet of water forms at the corner of her eye and rolls down her cheek, dripping on the floor. Aw, wipe away the tear. You reach out and draw your thumb down the statue's cheek, wiping away the trail of moisture. For a moment, the stone feels soft to the touch. Alright, let's try to read the plaque. The words are much eroded and water damaged, but a few choice snippets of phrases stand out with clarity. Hariki, lore and hunter, across the length of, and back again. Birdfur, cunning deal, Laphus. May her rest, guilty soul, Edom. Closer scrutiny reveals that the inscription was purposefully marred, an act of sabotage done perhaps years ago. By the thoroughness, you suspect Kith hands, as opposed to what?
This is the tomb of Periki. Such disrepair, I say.
The Kehu tuts and sighs. Alright, leave.
I'll see what I can find.
Look there.
Black pearl, that sounds valuable. The tunnel descends sharply into the murky waters. There's no telling just how far into the mountain it goes. Well, I certainly have a very vague memory of there being some sort of quest down there, but Guildmaster doesn't seem to want to bring it up, nor did the fellow standing near the statue, so I guess it's for later. Don't remember what it is or anything anyway. I just remember that there was a quest below the guild. Looks like it's
you something personal.
Makara, do not hold back, my friend.
You sure? Sometimes I ask things to get people riled up without meaning to.
Well, if it riles me up, then I say you have my undivided attention.
All right. Is there any kind of ocean critter I shouldn't be eating in front of you?
What, no answer to that, Takea? It's a weird question, but you did just insist you'd be happy to answer. Yeah, I do remember that there's some nudity in the bathhouse. It makes me not want to deal with it right now, because I'm not really sure how YouTube will respond to that. I don't have to worry about losing monetization or anything. I have far too few subscribers to be monetized anyways, and I don't really have any plans to ever bother monetizing. But I don't want YouTube to, like, ban my account or anything, so if I do go there, I want to wait a bit and hopefully do anything and everything that there could be in there in a single session, so I could more easily censor it or something, I don't know. Maybe I'm being overly cautious. I need to go back here, I think. I had... After last session, I had a vague memory... Oh, a voice calls out to you from an alleyway. I had a vague memory that there's some more bounty hunters in the place down there. Not bounty hunters, people that give you bounties. So I wanted to check that, and then I was going to leave the city to hunt what bounties have already been given. A voice calls out to you from the alleyway. What is this? Ekataka's poorer districts host more dark than light. The streets and alleys, the only housing many want to know. As you pass by one of these alleys, a voice calls out. You turn to see a hand fold out from the darkness. The pale palm balances a figurine, more silhouette than statue in the dim light. And when you try to get a clearer look, the fingers fold back up. Magic, the voice says. It summons beasts to harry your enemies. Will save you in a pinch, in a city as dangerous as this. Surely your life's worth a few silver. Torchlight glints from the man's teeth. You want, you follow. The figure withdraws into the darkness. Though you only caught a glimpse of it, you know that the figurine is no mere trinket. There is untapped power within its form. Alright, I guess we'll follow. Within the alley, a torch ignites, revealing a tunnel entrance. You pass through the archway. On the other side, a group of Principi hold torches and blades. Bodies stuff the corners. Eyes dry in the flickering flames, some with their hands bound, others face down in the grime. Strangely Vakil, isn't it? It's Vakil. Easy. The pirate draws his weapon, set out a little cheese, and these foreign rats come tick-tick-tick chittering in. I'm just gonna draw my weapons. I mean, they've attempted to ambush me. Let's show them what they've ambushed. I suspect my party is more than up to the task of dealing with some random alleyway thugs. And again, I thought that back at Gorechi Street and
You need something.
ended up regretting it. So who knows how this will go. Got one of them at least. What's your int? Pretty good. 17 should have fairly decent AoE on your chant.
What can I do you for?
Yes?
Hey.
Yes?
Stand together.
Oh, he sure is taking a beating.
Yes. Ugh, I'm no help here.
Ah, she attacks twice. I forgot about that now.
Oh?
Lavaru beyond seek.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Nice.
That's not very
Have
helpful.
my attention.
Those missiles were supposed to be bounding. They didn't bound at all.
Your story ends here.
Similarly, his projectile's supposed to be bouncing. That's odd. Just range, I guess. It's not close enough. It's 2 points of radius, 1.5. Still don't know what 2 means. Like if it's 2 meters, that guy's definitely within 2 meters. If it's 2 feet, definitely not. But if it's just 2, 2 what? Very annoying. First game said meters, so I assume it's meters. Like, why would they get rid of that in the sequel? Did people complain that the words meter had to be presented to them?
Looks like Takehu's out of the fight.
Yes, it does. He needs some real armor. Still doesn't really seem like any of this is threatening, but it sucks that we're gonna have to rest to get him healed up.
Let's high it out!
Yes? What can I do you for? Lavru beyond seek!
What do you need?
Yeah, go hit my summons. That's fantastic.
That's not very helpful.
The radius on this. This is, yeah. I've tried this before, and it has just astonishingly small radius. So 2.2, it must not be meters. Like, I'm not even sure if I hit it right there to let both of them, though I am going to try.
Yes?
Possible for me to see the range on my chant anywhere? I'm starting to get a semi-decent feel for what the range of my chant is, but... yeah, 6.3. I don't know, that does kind of feel metery, because I think she hit, yeah. That's definitely more than 6 feet, so that must be roughly it must be roughly meters. I don't know.
Very well.
As ever, that's the thing I dislike most about the expert mode. I don't know why anybody would want to just not have that. Obviously, I find it interesting from a perspective of coming at it from, oh, I'm trying to get this achievement. But also,
Missed.
I would have loved it if expert mode just showed me the radius on targeted abilities like that.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
I'm seeing red now.
Happy to oblige. Let's reap this whirlwind!
Yes?
Certainly if it was me designing something to be called expert mode, I'd probably make it so that you just can't, like, hire companions that you can build yourself. You have to use the story ones. I think that's what it feels like an expert mode to be, but I would already do that anyways, because I don't want companions that don't have personality, so I might just be biased.
Yeah?
And then things like not knowing what disposition your dialogue options make. That feels decent for an expert mode. Annoying, but decent and sensible.
No, that's not very helpful.
What do you need?
I really wish those worms could flank.
Yeah! That hit true.
The team does not feel like it has much in the way of damage. We're mostly pretty durable, but not much in the way of damage.
Time to separate the chaff.
Durable except for Decay, who just dropped instantly this fight.
Lava beyond seek.
I'm here.
Yeah?
Yeah? Time that dog won't hunt.
How may I help?
Hmm?
77 accuracy and still hitting grazes. That's the real problem. Need to get my accuracies up. If she's grazing, everyone must mean I've just not been noticing.
Something I can do? Leave it to me.
Yeah, more grazes.
Hogwash!
Oh, it is a paladin. They do have
That's not
excellent
very
defenses
helpful.
typically. Fine saber, fine dagger, fine breastplate. Grab all those, think about them. Battered dog figurine. Once per rest, summon a gravehound. Excellent. That is actually quite worth it. Surprised that the enemy didn't use that in the fight. That would have been interesting. And you can get yourself a breastplate. Do I want to give... I don't know why I still put these in personal inventories before doing anything else with them, even though you can pull out of the stash in this one when you couldn't in the last one. I know you get that's something that definitely I put on the expert mode. I liked being unable to pull out of the stash. I thought that was interesting. Oh. Does this have a limited uses? Yeah, it can only be used 8 times ever, though. I don't like that. The previous game, all of these summoning things were like once per rest, but then as many times as you want. Knowing it's only 8 times ever is going to make me annoyingly reluctant to use it. I didn't notice that about the Brine Imp one before until just now, 7 out of 8. And it's like, that's enough to easily last me till the end of the game or until I find higher level ones, but it's just going to make me so much more reluctant to use it and just feel bad when I do find myself having to use it. Unfortunate. Yeah, whatever. Anything else here? I'm just looking for a map exit. There's one up there. What's down here? Yeah, looks like there's nothing else here. Back to the Brass Citadel. Like I said, I think there was somebody giving away bounties in here somewhere. I know there is somewhere else in this town. It was in... I can picture what the interior that it's in looks like, but I don't remember for sure where it is. But the picture in my head feels like something that would be here in this Imperial Command, or maybe the Fleet Master's office? We shall find out.
With sails unfurled and sword
Why does
held
Yoronga
high,
carve his name into a rock?
battle for
The Ranga Nui. And it's a commemoration.
All this trouble
to
over
show
a
what he
tablet of
built.
fucking stone. If my company's standing wasn't on the line, I would have written this one off as a loss already.
Tamara nurses her brow and motions for you to speak. Oh, this is the lady that... Yeah, I don't actually care about that right now. The students seem confused. Before me. A young woman with a bright, wide smile and eyes to match raises her hand and gives you a quick but enthusiastic wave. Then, with an exaggerated look of embarrassment, she stops herself and crosses her forearms over her chest.
I always forget that part. Say, you're the Watcher of Cadnua, aren't you? I've never met anyone famous before. Except the Hasanui. She yells at me sometimes.
Her grin widens impossibly. The Hasanui yells at you?
Oh, all the time.
She screws her face up into a look of mock seriousness. Still, she can't keep from smiling.
Where's my white leaf? Stop daydreaming. So, Bormy, if you lose the ledgers again, I'll have you clean the latrines.
At this last comment, she leans close, her eyes wide, and voice low with awe.
All this time, I didn't realize she knew my name.
Oh, that's fun. Are you always this excitable?
It's just, this is my first time away from the rough country.
Rough refers to both the unyielding rocky soils and the storms that batter the mainland. Oh, continue.
I'd heard there were thick, green forests and sandy beaches without a storm in sight, but I never imagined this.
She shakes her head in wonderment.
You must have traveled lots, seen all sorts of amazing places.
Subormi folds her hands under her chin, watching you intently. Sure, I've just got to get Aethys to stop stepping on them.
Now, that sounds like an adventure.
She sighs dreamily.
I'd love Rauatai, but it's hard to go a week without seeing storms, or hearing about mudslides burying a village somewhere.
Her buoyant expression sags, but only for a moment. You're the quartermaster, can you sell me something? Her face scrunches up in disappointment.
I really wish I could, but my supplies are for the Royal Deadfire Company and our allies. Hazanui's orders. Maybe if you impress her or Atsura, they could make an exception.
She smiles, hopefully. Alright, farewell.
I'll see what I can.
Speak next time, a challenge.
Correspondence between Captains Reiki and Masquaro. To the oft-admired but questionably attired Captain Reiki. This letter should reach the press citadel long before I do. Which is lucky for you, because you'll need the time to make some Hazatoha winnings to settle our last bet. Never challenge a captain of the Rukwapa Choro kernel spitting contest. My eldest knitted a pair of those fancy socks you love. Though I hear Deadfire's the kind of place where it's nice to feel the sand between your toes. Maybe it really is the haven everyone says it is. You'll know before I do. When you see our sails, have a pair of razor skewers, some arak, and about 30 palohe nuts of varying sizes ready. In grand deeds and ill-advised wagers, Captain Masquaro.
The pleasure is mine.
Maybe it wasn't here, unless it's in the lower. Maybe it was at the palace. That makes sense. The game certainly wants me to go there, though I'm always disinclined to go follow the main quest immediately.
See those awful verses by the kitchen?
They weren't that bad.
Rhyming Hazanui with kablooey?
I can't think of anything else that goes with Hazanui.
Me neither. That's why I leave epics to the lore college.
Criticism is easier than creation.
Oh, this guy's got a name. Verzano. That name sounds familiar.
Hi, Mika. It is good to see you. It has been several years, no?
That was the guy in the Andra's Gift, I think, that we rescued from being killed by the Dominels. A plaque below the coral reads, "As we shape coral, so shall we shape nations. In victory, Yoranganui." The man behind the desk regards you with attentive, unblinking eyes and a perfectly open expression. His smooth features make it hard to pinpoint his age, though the crinkles at the corners of his eyes suggest he is not especially young. He cocks his head, taking your measure. He pauses before speaking, just a little longer than seems normal. When he finally does, he crosses his forearms over his chest and gives you a slow, exquisitely courteous nod. The whole gesture is so perfectly choreographed that it seems he must have practiced it many times.
Watcher Nui, the Lady of Cadnua.
He gives you a sleek half-smile that reveals a row of perfect pointed teeth. In his careful stare and the pause before he speaks, you recognize that he is studying you.
I'm not one for ostentation, but your remarkable display at Queen's birth suggests that you are an individual with skills, not mere style.
I'd like to think I've got plenty of both.
So I see.
His eyes shine with interest. He blinks, perhaps for the first time since your conversation began.
I am Atsura, Grand Secretary of the Royal Deadfire Company.
It sounds like a significant title, but he is strangely emotionless. He might as well be describing the color of his clothing. Alright, cut to the chase. What do you want with me?
You are direct. I appreciate that.
He tilts his head and blinks as if considering you anew.
The demand for luminous Adra has sent the Valian Trading Company into a frenzy. Their expeditions grow too bold, and their officers too greedy.
He puckers his lips as though at a lack of discretion at a dinner party.
Worse, their rapid expansion attracts pirates and threatens the outlying Juana tribes. This risks souring the Kahanga royals against all foreign involvement.
He inclines his head like he's about to let you in on a secret.
But you can curtail their growth.
This isn't about the welfare of the Deadfire, this is about them outpacing you.
By snapping up land we need to grow food and build ships for our people? Indeed. But our interests and Deadfire's are not mutually exclusive.
He interlaces his long, well-manicured fingers.
The Valians have sent an expedition to Pococahara, a storm-wrecked island believed to house a vein of luminous. I hear you accomplished an incredible feat in restoring the luminous Adra near Port Mage.
He appraises you again with those unblinking eyes.
If your abilities allow you to do that, then perhaps you are also capable of the opposite. Find the luminous Adra at Pococahara. Render it unusable to the Valians. This should encourage them to develop the resources they have, rather than reaching for more.
And why would I help you? Oh, his eyebrows rise a degree. Both a request and an invitation.
Because governors like Clario are a rare breed. Most of the Valian administrators care little for the well-being of the Juana.
I have no doubt.
If the Valians claim Pococahara, it is the locals who will truly suffer.
Maybe. We'll see. I'll consider it.
Deadfire is a tumultuous place. Consider the value of an ally with ships, cannons, and the backing of a great empire.
He gives you a soothing smile.
I do not have the precise location of Pococahara, but the tribe on the nearby island of Tikawara could probably help. I suggest starting there.
He circles a small, out-of-the-way island on your map.
Now, what else can I do for you?
I don't know that he does seem different yet, because I don't know them well enough, but let's see where this goes. You seem different from the rest of the Royal Deadfire Company.
How do you mean that?
I don't know. His eyes are attentive and utterly expressionless. Come on, you know exactly what I mean. He lowers his head, watching you all the while.
Are you making advances at me?
He still has not blinked. No.
It's for the best. This would be a most inconvenient time to begin an attachment.
Alright, what exactly is the Brass Citadel? He hesitates, looking at you as if the answer is obvious.
It's a trading post, of course.
What do you trade?
Rawatai is rich in saltpeter, copper, and a few other profitable minerals. We generally trade for food and timber, which grow poorly in the rough country. The Valians have become aggressive competitors in recent years, but our ships were plying the seas long before the Republic's declared independence. We learned the value of defending our goods and ships long ago.
He smiles placidly.
Clear skies.
He tilts his head as he watches you, his eyes unblinking.
Dimming the lantern.
Of course. At once.
Hmm? What do you need? Well, that's all done.
Plate. It's the first time I've seen plate. Inconvenient time for Rosano to come back. Oh shoot, the Boots of Stealth are on Seraphim. Need to get those back.
Alright, guess that wasn't so.
Oh nice, fine mace. Someone has posted an earnest but excruciating attempt at epic poetry.
Quietly now.
Naturally.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the place I was picturing in my mind. It must be...
I heard from Isilmir again. I do wish you would stop encouraging her. Real sorry, Aloth. We'll keep it down. You think I care about your childish jokes? What bothers me is how she dog-ears my grimoire. And you keep bringing her out. Just looking to lighten the mood, I guess.
I found pests. It's so bizarre that you just kind of find random animals and they join you. 10% damage with melee attacks, and 5% hits to crits with weapons. That might be. He loses a perception, but... You know what? I think I'm going to do that. That seems more... I mean, he's a fighter rogue, so bonus damage with melee attacks, and hits to crits with weapons for the whole team. Seems really good. I mean, the other one he was using gave received crits get turned into hits, which is also really good. And certainly on Path of the Damned, I think there's a good argument that the more defensive option is probably the better, but... Oh well. I doubt it's enough the better to be what turns this into a loss. if and when that happens.
Adair, I get the feeling you don't like me much. Was it something I said? I think it was something I said.
No, it's not, you're not doing anything wrong, exactly.
Really? I mean, you tell me if you had a problem, right? If I'd bothered you this whole time?
It's nothing personal. I just don't think we need to be talking is all.
Oh, well, thanks for clearing that up.
Oh. She sounds so hurt.
What has it been? Fargo, what disaster darkened its halls? Brave trenches call for justice. Kahunga, fold their hands.
Nice and quiet.
It says it's locked. It doesn't appear to be locked in the traditional...
Well, as long as I don't get caught.
Oh, it is. 15. Interesting. Guess I need to get some mechanics on some other people so we can get the party assist going up a bit. That would help.
Come to gawk, too? My punishment's over, you know.
She looks away and crosses her arms carefully to hide her burned hands. Why were you holding a red-hot cannonball? She glances back at you, a look of defiance in her eye.
I punched my captain.
It's as if the mere mention of the incident takes her back to it. Her face darkens with anger, and a bitter snarl transforms her features.
Though maybe he shouldn't have insulted my aim. Like I don't know the difference between a smooth and rifled bore.
She shakes her head, quietly stewing. What are you gonna do now?
I'm not reporting back to Wakoyo, that's for sure. I crewed on mercenary ships before this. Come to think of it, that suited me better.
She grins impishly.
Still a scramble-root at heart, I guess. But I'm plenty experienced. Maybe I'll see if anyone's looking for an expert cannoneer.
Hey, I am sure, why not? She looks you up and down, considering your offer.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I only crew with captains I know. Either personally or by reputation. I'm sure you're capable. But I don't know enough about you. Yet.
Her eyebrow quirks up in hopeful suggestion.
Let's talk again when you've made a name for yourself.
Very likely we'll never remember to come back here and talk to you again when I've made a name for myself, but sure.
Clear skies, my friend.
Wakoyo crosses his arms and tips his head to the side. A long scar traces a path down his face, carving sharply where his cheek rises with a smile. Chie, Captain of the Defiant, at your service.
I know of you already, Captain. The boats of our decorated armada have orders which spread them thinly across the archipelago. Rawatai finds itself in need of a privateer.
Oh, maybe this guy is selling bounties. His brow rises as he speaks the word.
Your ship, unmoored from Deadfire politics, is an asset I would grasp with both hands. An arrangement can help us both. You will empty the seas of competition in exchange for profit.
Aren't you afraid that privateering will start a war?
An official reckoning is drafted to account for every cannonball shot in the name of Rawatai. Our paperwork is most thorough. For every ship sunk, there is a legal justification. Our enemies will know the war is started on the day we fail to turn in our paperwork.
Right. What bounties do you have available?
A Scylla wave skipper is your first target. A pirate shirking any pretense of lawful conduct in the open seas.
Koyo grimaces and itches at his scar. Yeah, sure.
Most excellent. Asilla commands the Voyager River Dragon, which pesters a group of islands to the southwest of Port Mage.
Alright. We'll investigate that. Can I go in the officer's lounge? I'm not an officer.
Cold as winter until suddenly she's not.
Meet her eye when you've got bad news. She respects that.
Oh, broke that dialogue by trying to talk to him. Notice reads, service reserved for officers of the Royal Deadfire Company.
If this is about the Hazatoa tournament, I've got nothing to do with that, alright? I just serve the drinks.
He holds up his hands with the exhausted resignation of a man who's made his case many times. What's a Hazatoa?
Some of the soldiers and sailors get to making unwise bets when they play.
He rolls his eyes.
Like I said, I keep out of it. None of the regulars are looking for new opponents, though, if that's what you're asking. All the better for you, trust me.
Can I order anything?
Sorry, yeah. I'm really only supposed to sell to captains working for the Royal Deadfire Company.
He taps a sign near the bar. Not surprising. I had to check and see what's what. Alright, let's get out of this district. We'll head to the palace. Something the Serpent's Crown or the Sacred Stair? They both sound like things that could lead to a palace. I think it's the Serpent's Crown. Such a big city, it's exhausting to get to. Or get through. Yeah, there's the palace.
Akira, we meet again.
Alright, she was the other one looking for that tablet that I don't care about dealing with just yet. Guess I should go to the bottom floor of the palace first. Probably be rude to pop into the top. No.
You may visit the palace and its shrine, but be warned. The Queen meets with trading company Vipers. Take care you are not bitten.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
They are in the throne room through the door behind me. If you should lose your way, follow the shouting.
The guard gestures towards the door, dismissing you.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
The Vylian dignitary aims a withering look across the aisle. Middle-aged woman with a square jaw and tar-stained teeth meets it.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
She pulls a slender pipe from her pocket, but at a look from the Queen's attendants, she puts it away.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
A sizable Aumaua standing by the throne takes a bold step forward and flares his nostrils at the assembled dignitaries. A hush falls over the room.
I say our guest forgets himself.
He clears his throat and sweeps his gaze from Nero to the rest of the room.
Brother,
Stand down.
Up to this point, the Queen has studied the proceedings with an even expression. She half rises from her throne as she fixates on Prince Aruhi. Aruihi. Aruihi? Aruihi? Aruihi. Aruihi. I think I like Aruihi. I'll forget it, I'm sure, but the next time I read his name, but I think I like Aruihi.
You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us.
As Aruihi lowers his head, the Queen slowly centers her gaze on you and leaves it there.
An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen.
Though her mouth doesn't move, Onakaza's voice comes to you like an insistent memory, nestled among your surface thoughts. Cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen? I mean, that's up to interpretation. Well, I guess I shrug.
Akira, I will take uncertainty over many alternatives.
Onakaza nods.
Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves.
Though she turns to the dignitaries, you still feel her attention on you. I guess she's a cipher? You'd have to be able to do this, right?
This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
Good God, that's a lot of lore about whomever the hell Tangaloa is. Okay, so Barath is Rikuhu, and Rikuhu has two aspects, Kahopa and Tangaloa, so this is Tangaloa's an aspect of Barath, effectively, is what I'm getting from this, that I'm very much trying to just skim the meaning of without actually thoroughly reading, because I don't want to read a novel on made-up gods. The Queen's voice fills the expansive throne room, leaving you with a hushed silence to fill. I mean, they were just arguing about Port Mage, so I might as well mention that I come from there and can perhaps enlighten them on what exactly went down so that they aren't working off of misinformation. If it pleases the court, I have journeyed from a crippled Port Mage.
Huck, I know this one. Her parlor tricks frightened 10 years off every sailor in Queen's Berth.
Raising her hand for silence, Onakaza looks to her brother. He approaches and they exchange a few words too quietly to hear. He lifts her gaze to you once more.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
She opens her palm and waits. We must do something before Aethys tramples yet another settlement.
What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
That's a very good argument, Eddar.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawnstar Dreamers.
She looks at Eddar in the way one would look at an especially rabid but fascinating animal.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Nero crosses his arms, looking distinctly uncomfortable.
How came a watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court.
And like both 3 and 4, Aethys emerged from beneath Caed Nua, my castle. He made this personal. And I'm here against my will. Anyone still listening is free to help me or stay out of my way. The latter doesn't quite feel like it matches how I've been playing Chie, but it also feels like this is the sort of situation where she'd be getting impatient with having constantly bumble into everybody else's personal problems while she's trying to deal with the fact that her soul is only half attached to her. Nevertheless, I'll go with a more polite. Aethys emerged from beneath Caed Nua, my castle. He made this personal. Silence descends on the hall. Courtiers and delegates eye one another, seemingly gauging which of them will be first to laugh. A stern look from Queen Onakaza turns every questioning glance to stone.
Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain, a fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire?
The gods are no mystery to me. Aethys will answer for his actions.
I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hisongo.
Onakaza spreads her hands, calmly assured of her reasoning.
Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Onakaza's gaze wanders back to you, only briefly.
Only that Hasongo is a Rawatayan outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
She inclines her chin at another woman standing nearby.
Ma'am.
The composed Aomawa stands at attention, her furrowed brow cleaving down otherwise warm features. By her feet, a colorful bird preens itself without concern.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer.
She looks you in the eye and gives you a slow nod.
Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Maya sighs with resignation and nudges her bird affectionately with her toe.
Ah, perfecto. Do you mean to stop Iotas by shooting him? Seri Palagino will go with the Watcher. Show her how the Republic's handled things.
Nero waves airily. The guard behind him coughs politely.
Your Excellency, Palagina Messerai has been banished? She has been seen in Queen's Berth. I can have a report to headquarters.
Nero silences the guard with a withering look and a sharp gesture.
You should feel no obligation to take on additional crew. The choice is yours.
I see no downside to it. I'll take Maya. Always good to have a rifle on hand.
Say the word and I'll shoot the tip off a Green Boy's nose.
I also do remember that Maya is Kanna's sister. I don't remember basically anything else about her, but I remember she's Kanna's sister, and I really liked Kanna in the last game, so hopefully I'll like her as well. Ashiza looks up at Maya and warbles something agreeable. Shoti nibbles on her lips as if to hide a spreading smile.
You're making a mistake, Watcher. In times like these, trustworthy allies are the most valuable asset of all.
Calm down, Nero. I'm sure you'll get one of your spies in place eventually.
A lazy half-smile tugs at her mouth.
In the meantime, Watcher, I hope you'll meet me in the Brass Citadel. There's more for us to discuss among friendlier company.
She glares briefly at Nero.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi?
Yeah, I was right in my guess. It is Aruihi. Though she says it much more smoothly than I do. Queen Onakaza rises from her throne, and the surrounding guards stand at immediate attention.
Aren't we popular? Take care at Hisongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in.
Onakaza nods to you as she adjourns.
Your allies will use you toward any end. Do not give your trust lightly.
Onakaza clears her throat and sweeps the room with her gaze.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else.
He banishes the foreign dignitaries with a swift and unmistakably disgusted wave.
Let's speak.
We got a ranger rogue, or a ranger wizard. I am inclined to boot Aloth out for her. He seems to be most effective plinking away with his bow. I mean, occasionally the chill fog's nice. But mostly he's just for shooting people with his bow, so might as well just go with a ranger. And do I want any wizard levels, though? Honestly, wizards just seem so bad, and I know the vast majority of people who play these sorts of games always say wizards are amongst the best classes. And I doubt this game's any exception. I'm sure they're fantastic if you genuinely know all of their spells and decide sensibly how to use them all, but like every time I've tossed a fireball with Aloth, it's only ever grazed for like 11 damage. And it usually only does that on like 1 or 2 targets at most. Makes it really hard to care. And like the buffs and debuffs, like this combusting wounds, and yeah, tiny radius. In the previous game, I remember this having a fairly large radius, which made it, and a long duration, which made it fairly decent, if kind of hard to be impressed by. It's just so hard to do anything useful with them, especially with most of their spells being casts and the enemies just moving out of the way unless your turn lines up just right to be able to get the cast off before the enemies can move, but like manipulating the game to ensure that happens is doable, but not something I want to spend a lot of effort on. And then there's just not wanting to blast my allies with AoE attacks, but also, you know, AoE spells are the main thing they're good at. If all their single target spells seem to suck. I'm gonna plink away with Minoletto's minor missiles for 15 damage. I might as well just shoot them with a magic bow. It'll do more. So definitely not going to bother with wizards, I guess what I'm ramblingly getting at. Then the question becomes, do I want rogue or do I go pure ranger? Definitely both have their benefits. I mean, as I've said before, I love gouging strike, at least in theory. But I plan to get that with Edar eventually. I've already gotten the precursors for it. But I mean, it is hard to go wrong with backstab. It's just 30% damage on so much of the time. Anything that's flanked or has a body or mind affliction. This is a body or a mind affliction. What else is there? Shouldn't that just be afflictions? Is flanked or has an affliction? Because I don't think there's any affliction that isn't body or mind. Breaks the bell. Daggers and gains +3 penetration and some damage. You never get those, so... On the Ranger's side, she has a special unique class, Gunhawk. 20% more damage with Arquebus, Blunderbuss, Hand Mortar, Pistol attacks. 20% chance to interrupt with Arquebus, Hand Mortar, and Pistol. 5% with Blunderbuss. Unique Ranger to Rauatai, use Hawk Companions to complement their sharpshooting skills. All firearms also have increased range. That's really neat. Yeah, I think I'll just go pure ranger. I wish I could futz with their inventories before booting them.
While we have the chance.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Maya folds her arms and clicks her tongue against the roof of her mouth. I sincerely doubt it.
Doubt is healthy. We can work with doubt. You're asking yourself, how did I let the Royal Deadfire Company plant an informant in my crew?
She chuckles to herself, but there's a note of resignation to it. Shoti's eyes gleam with a dark amusement.
My superiors might expect me to report in from time to time, but don't read too much into it. You're not the only big thing happening around here.
I mean, I'm the biggest thing, clearly. I'm the protagonist.
I'm in this for a lot of information, a little diplomacy, and plenty of target practice.
He opens her palms and shrugs. I mean, I'm seeking Aethys. I have no desire to take part in trading company drama.
Then I look forward to seeing how long it takes before you find yourself in someone's back pocket. Well, guess you ought to meet the bird. Ishi is smarter than he looks, but don't expect him to do any tricks.
She nods toward the colorful bird of prey hopping around your ankles.
Ishi, come.
Maya taps her arm with 2 fingers and clicks her tongue again.
That's a good-looking bird.
Edar raises one hand and waggles his index finger.
Hey, birdie. Hey, birdie.
Ishizi shows no signs of recognition toward Maya or Edar. Ishizi simply claws at the ground and investigates some bugs a few graceful hops away. Good bird.
That'll go right to his head.
Edar nods at Ishizi, who bobs his head in response. Edar nods twice, and the large bird replies with 2 head bobs. Edar begins tilting his head up and down, and Ishizi follows it with vigorous, full-body bobs.
Did your friend suffer a head wound?
Maya frowns at Edar.
Before we get into deeper waters, I've got a question.
Maya clears her throat into her fist.
You've got a ship and a title. Being captain means more than just wearing a big hat. A lot of tough calls to be made.
But I still get the big hat right to be a funny line from a godlike who isn't allowed to wear hats. Well, I didn't exactly choose this life, but I'm trying to make the best of it.
Life at sea. It does have a way of simplifying things down to the bare elements.
Maya looks like she's ready to say more, but stops herself.
A crew can be like family. They can also be like a nest of squalling infants. Let's say your galley cook was fixing to organize the rest of the crew into a mutiny. How would you handle it?
Kind of like 1 in 5. Either let it play out or get ahead of the problem and compromise with the crew. Maybe with a compromise.
Sort it out as equals. Interesting. Of course, the only right answer is the one that works in a given time and place. I just wanted to hear yours.
Yeah, awfully specific question.
Stranger things have happened at sea. Believe me.
Shruti lifts her chin in interest.
But enough about me. Glad to be aboard, Captain.
Maya takes your arm and gives it a good pump. And before popping into leveling her up, let's take a peek at her gear. First things first, we will... I don't have anything here. I was going to... a 2-handed weapon in melee, but don't seem to have one. Surprisingly. That for now, I guess. She doesn't get a special gun at all. Her armor... Bonus reload initiative with arbalist, arquebus, and crossbow attacks. Not the worst thing in the world, if not good. She could eventually get convert 15% of ranged weapon hits to crits for 1 round after being missed by a ranged weapon attack. Or just a little bit more armor rating with crush and slash only. Now she gets bonus on this armor with increased stealth skill, so maybe I'll consider that. Only against ranged weapons. Certainly don't know for sure if I will continue with this armor. It is light, and I would prefer her to be in like a medium or heavy. Once again, initiative is of minimal relevance in this game. When you're on turn-based, it feels like. But who knows? There's good stealth, fantastic stealth actually. I'll probably do mostly stealth with her, maybe a few points in sleight of hand. I'm gonna get a little bit of sleight of hand to increase the party assist right off the bat. Not sleight of hand, sorry, mechanics. A little bit in mechanics to assist with the party assist. And then down here, it's mostly good at things that a lot of other people are already good at. Oh, nobody's got insight on my team anymore. She has wounding shot for 1 bond that deals some bonus weapon damage. Could get Marked Prey. Doesn't seem great. Or maybe... Does this not have a duration? Is this just... Is Marked Prey... And actually... Free action... Yeah, it appears to just be forever. It's actually quite good. I will grab that. +1 engagement to the animal companions, kind of interesting. She could eventually gain a bonus to accuracy to anything it's engaged with. I don't think Ishizi is particularly durable, but I think it also can't be engaged. I think Ishizi is just immune to all engagement. Neat. A lot of good buffs to the animal companion. In general, they seem better than the ranger buffs in... Definitely need two-handed style in the first one. And marksman seems like a decent choice too. Oh, very much want resilient companion. I don't want the companion dying all the time. I'll get some stealth. I like the idea of just getting resistance to 2 of the affliction types. I think I want this +1 engagement. Both because it's nice to have more engagement, because I'm definitely going to want this Stalker's Link eventually. Let's see, she's already got Arquebus. The bonuses are only to gun types, right? So not arbalests. Can't imagine finding a pair of pistols. I mean, the fact that you can dual-wield pistols does make it not wholly implausible that I might find pistols that are better than arquebuses. Sure, I'll grab... Well, no, I've just taken the two-handed style. Well, I should do something... Is a blunderbuss two-handed? Another one... What's his name? Seraphim had on was not, but that might have been, like, special. Doesn't tell you in here anywhere. Doesn't appear to tell you whether it's one or two-handed here. That's odd. Ah, whatever. I'll just grab a quarterstaff for now. Dedicate myself to making her an arquebuser. Plus 50% damage from her bird on anything that has a DOT, which, thanks to my protagonist's song, everything pretty much always has a DOT. Attempt to all defenses against AoEs. But only if she's close to the bird, and that gives it to both her and the bird. Probably won't be close to the bird a lot of the time. Definitely don't hate Revive Companion. It's not a free action like it was in the previous game, though, which is unfortunate, is Heal. Not only is it not a free action, it's not even a standard action, it's a cast action now. That's terrible. Yeah, I don't want that. It basically just makes the one bond work for the rest of the fight, regardless of how many there are. Or how long the fight goes on. That's really good. Just add hobble. Or get way more accuracy. I think I'd rather just get some extra penetration on the bird. For Neo. Well, this is level 6, so this is her last one. And more accuracy with ranged weapons when it's 4 meters, I think it is. Yeah, when I'm over 4. See, this place uses meters. Why is this the only place that the game's willing to acknowledge that meters are a thing? Of course, now both she and my protagonist want arquebuses, albeit my protagonist just wants them as a backup for the rare event she is fighting ranged. Cartographer bites his thumbnail and mutters to himself. The Juana depiction of Hylia is almost menacing in its intensity. Though simple in construction, the sink is clean and tidy. Someone here has finished off a quick meal. Yeah, this is the room I was thinking of when I said I thought I remembered there being somebody who gives out bounties. I think it's in here.
You songwriters need a guild if you hope to learn discipline.
Not so. We speak in the tongue of Ngati and Amira. Your pretty dances may upset the puddle, but we command the wind and sky.
Hey, I have missed our little talks.
Akira.
He smells one touched by the great eel, does Barati.
A sizable Aomawa tilts his head up and looks down his nose at you, flaring his nostrils with hungry interest.
You are a woman who sits across a fire with death. Akira?
Well, the Pallid Knight and I are on familiar terms. He nods, clasping his hands with quiet delight.
For glutting mighty Tangaloa and hurling foes into their next life, Barati can offer payment. Coins for feeding hungry gods. Akira?
Akira.
Rewarding those who appease the great eel. This is Barati's cause. May the beasts of the Dreaming Lands never know famine.
Barate inclines his head and touches his brow, holding the pose with deep reverence. Alright, what bounties do you have available?
Tangaloa rolls a hungry eye toward Dichila, a Valian captain who scouts for luminous Adra in sacred lands.
Barati squeezes his knuckles until they're bone white. Alright, I'll take it.
Akira. Tangaloa knew it would be so. Dichila sails her Voyager Alisio around the waters south of Nikitaka. The great eel hungers for her soul.
Barati touches his brow and inclines his head. I don't know why that particular bounty giver stood out in my memory. Maybe they have a very large amount of them, perhaps? Nobody seems to care that I enter this bedroom.
I can be quiet if you can.
Oh, revive and a powerful heal.
Well, as long as I don't guess I wasn't so hot.
exceptional shield. Watercolors. I assume you can actually like use these to pretend to be somebody else, but that seems so fiddly. Not really worth it. Storm Speaker's warning. My prince, I have warned Kamauka against calling rain over the outsider forts, but still she delights in rusting their weapons and muddying their soil, which tells me that someone must have put her up to this trickery. Someone she trusts. She admires you, my prince, but I must say that she is a storm you cannot control. Onikaza will not thank you for prodding the eel's den. You have given enough faith to Trickster and Gati, now take Amira's example and await the hatching of the egg. The turbulent skies speak of change and upheaval. I say let them come, but save your strength for the day the skies open. I recommend that Kamauka seek you out. There is a place for her in the fleet if you find yourself in need of Amira's sharpened beak. For the Isles, Storm Speaker Baudo. Fine Warhammer. Alright, he's got that gladiator sword.
Of course.
Good God, it's been almost an hour and 50 minutes. I had intended to just run around and grab some bounties and be out of Nekataka by like a half hour into the session.
Hunter or prey?
Do you seek companionship on your travels across the Deadfire? Why not take a little friend along? We have many animals on offer, all well-trained and eager for a new home.
Alright, let's see what you got.
Akira, you are sure to find one that suits you.
I already have quite a few. Stride, perception, and reflex. Intellect, that's what I've got. And will. My current one. That's his current one. What's my current one? It says I rate. Can't really, oh, here, compare. There we go. Bonus stride. What is it, 10%? How much will is this? Plus 5? Maybe. Ooh, 15% AoE. That might actually be better than a stat up for me. So I don't want the stride. Oh, that is tempting. I mean, the int is 5% AoE, but it also gives the duration. Or is it 10%? Check this. I don't remember all of a sudden. How much AoE does my int get per point? Oh, it is 10% per point. So that would only be a 5% increase in my AoE. And I'd lose 5% on the duration. So that's probably not worth it.
Remember, Akira,
Greater chance to crit with spells and abilities. Okay. 1 to all fire keyworded power. And bonus to AoE damage, only 5%. Not surprising, they're all going to be tiny. Ranged weapon accuracy. Well, perception and ranged weapon accuracy is not terrible. Resolve and will. Ranged attacks. Any ranged attack or ranged weapon attacks? That's bonus to ranged damage and your party to ranged weapon accuracy. I mean, the fact that it specifies accuracy there, but not... Can't trust the tooltips, though. They're often poorly worded. Also when they kill an enemy. Wish these were sorted by stat up or something. I want to see all the ones that give +1 int, and then decide what the second ability is that I care about. It's not bad. Int and then incoming crits are converted to hits. It's probably better than a little bit of stride. %5 chance to cast Withdraw or Recall Agony on owner when attacked while near death. That is terrible. You know, if it hits the Withdraw, it could save them, but Recall Agony makes them take more damage? But also, it will periodically just give anyone in your allies an inspiration for a round at random? That at least is really neat. I mean, this is probably a terrible idea, but I'm gonna toss it on Edark just because the idea of him just granting anybody in my party random inspirations every once in a while is really cool. And like the Withdraw could theoretically save him, and if he's being attacked while near death, he's probably gonna die anyways, so the Recall Agony shouldn't matter too much. And then I will take this one for myself because 11 and Ginger El Ezri Pumpkin Eater are both plus int, but I like the party-wide take 10% fewer crits more than plus 10% stride. And maybe those will just be the pets for the rest of the game. Who knows? A woman with skin like hardened sailcloth sits upright and stares off to the distance. Her lips held in a tight and thoughtful pinch. She blinks and sits even straighter as you cross her view.
So, it will be you, then.
Her hand strays toward a sheath at her side, but she holds your gaze evenly. What?
You do not know what I talk of, Akira? Then I owe you an apology. I have collected many foes over the years. Some of them would sprint up the mountain to see me push through the jaws of the Great Eel.
She exhales and moves her hand back to her lap. Yeah, with me it's usually a pit or some Engwithan machine instead of an eel.
Akira? I am certain it took hard work to earn such accomplished and capable foes.
She folds her arms and smiles at you.
As Nungata Whale Splitter, I cleared the jungles and seas alike of slippery creatures. I earned my foes later, when I hunted a deadlier prey.
Extremely tall women?
Ha! Bounties, you wild ibex.
She chuckles to herself and turns away, raising her hand to hide a blush.
It's been years since I tossed a harpoon. So now I stay abreast of what bounties need filling. That's Mataru retirement for you.
Good God, there's a lot of bounty givers in this town. Alright, what bounties do you have available?
Interested in taking up the trade, are we?
Nungata thumbs her chin and smiles as she considers.
I warn you that I deal in the heads of the exceptionally dangerous. A lady needs standards, after all.
She raises her brow and searches for any sign of hesitation. Well, in that case, I look forward to getting started.
Enjoy a challenge, do we? Mark of a good hunter, I say. Let's cut your teeth on clever Bena, infamous dwarf mystic of the obscured. A scavenger, I say. Picks off those who trust her for an evening, and then pockets their coin when she's bled them out. Bena was seen traveling on an island due southwest of Osongo.
Alright, I'll return with her head. Farewell.
I'm sure I have the perfect gemstone to match your eyes. Take a look.
Oh, bunch of enchanted stuff. Well, time to sell what junk I've managed to loot. Probably nowhere near enough to buy anything interesting, though. Ring of the Boundless Stars. Grants Tane's Chaotic Orb. Once per rest. Once per rest, eh. Stone of Power. +1 Intellect and Power Surge. Once per rest, boosts the power level for the duration of the fight. I mean, not terrible. Not wearing anyways. +1 int, +1 history, +1 insight. I mean, it's better than that, but not enough to spend a bunch of money on. Pearlescent Rhomboid Hellstone. 10% chance to reflect against spells. Grants Shifting Chroma, a free action. The colors within the Hellstone shift, applying random defensive bonuses at the beginning of combat. Oh, it's an Ion Stone, essentially. Interesting. Got that Captain's Eye. She's got... Right, that weird shock thing that I yet to see do anything. Doesn't have anything. Nor does she. I might buy that. Anything else of worth? No. Sure, we got that, and grab the Ring of Minor Protection. Why not? Oh, so those both on Maya.
I'll put this to good use.
Indeed you will. Back to Queen's Birth, because I need to talk to that guy on the docks that I did the quest for, and I'm pretty sure I forgot to talk to. Can't remember his name, I think it started with a Z.
Ishi, down. Adair, what are you hiding in your pack?
Huh. Didn't think Ishi knew how to smoke.
Someone's coming, she yells and runs away. Against a backdrop of jeering youths, a young woman raises her arms with an air of practiced drama. Before her, two men stand across from each other, mirroring scowls.
You both attest that you have made all possible efforts to come to a peaceful...
The woman trails off as you approach, and you find yourself the sudden target of the crowd's attention.
I did not send for anyone to preside over our contest.
No? You didn't hire a bodyguard, coward. We have business. What do you want?
Business, please. I know a formal challenge when I see one.
What's your words, Oaf? You want the Juana to know we're dueling?
Akira, the Queen consigns murderers to the gullet.
Takehu wags an admonishing finger at the pair.
If I wanted the opinion of some tentacle-headed savage...
Laro grimaces at Takehu with a mixture of distaste and curiosity.
My bad so to the tribals. We should be free to settle matters on valiant terms.
Orso glances in your direction with annoyance. I suppose you have a good reason for this duel? I mean, what I would like to be able to say is something like, you could settle these matters on Valian terms if you're in Valia, but you're not, so you should adhere to the laws here, so long as the laws aren't horrifically unreasonable, and not dueling to the death is a pretty reasonable law. Nevertheless, I suppose you have good reason for this duel?
This street thug called my family a warren of corrupt inbreds. But is there a dung heap in all the world that does not have a little Valera cousin scratching through it?
Lero opens his arms wide and smiles to the milling crowd.
That wolf he calls mother would have us live out our days polishing Bardato silver.
Orso spits at the ground between them. And this minor slight is worth one of your lives?
Ak, this is but one chapter in a long anthology of Bardato arrogance.
Arrogance? Per complancanet, you should thank me for my patience.
Look, the Juana are gathering reinforcements to storm this position. They should be here any second.
Miller! Scatter!
Lero whistles to his attendants, and they break apart in a disorganized exodus from the scene.
What? Where are you going, you stuffed shirt? Hey, wait!
Orso and his comrades scramble to follow suit.
This isn't over, you coward! You can't hide behind your corrupt mother forever!
Orso leaves the arena in a hurry. Well, let's get that dealt with too. Probably also check in on the Violian Trading Company. I couldn't go in there before because it was nighttime when I was here last. It doesn't appear to be now.
Headquarters are still closed, ma'am.
What? Oh, it just turned to night, it looks like. Brilliant.
Headquarters are still closed, ma'am.
But I left some important papers behind.
If it's that important, then set your mind at ease that I am here to guard the building, and I won't allow a single sheet of parchment to cross the threshold under my watch.
Fair enough. Wonder if I was a more bluffy type, if that would have worked. Well, I do have to rest before I leave. I haven't been wanting to because I have that, Helios bounty plus $10 defenses and $2 skills, yada 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 stuff going on GA, but I'm not gonna go hunt bounties with Takeha having an injury. So assuming I have the money to rent a room anyways, I will rest.
Now, what can I do for you?
A deep frown cuts across his face the moment he spots Takehu.
Hey, fish boy. What'd I tell you last time? You're not allowed in here. Akara, have we met?
Takehu frowns, worrying one of his hairs.
Oh, have you forgotten our little altercation so soon? How convenient for you.
He levels Takehu with a steely glare and begins to count off the man's indiscretions on his fingers.
Last you were here, you got drunk as a hagfish in a barrel of mead. Akara, as if this pit could afford good honey wine.
Takehu furrows his brow. Shoti continues to be unimpressed by him.
Then, when I refused to serve you any longer, you stole a bottle of my finest wine from behind the bar. Akara, how could I let you poison your clients? Ngati is not deigned to bless a drop of what passes through here.
Shoti still hates him.
You drank it all, then clambered onto the stage, pushed the dancer off, and serenaded the crowd with a sloppy rendition of my Wahaki. Clamber? These legs do not clamber.
Takehu grits his teeth and points to his thighs.
Apologize.
What? I want an option to tell Takehu he's being an unreasonable dick.
Then, when I shoved you out the door and told you not to come back, you tried to kiss me.
Though he looks as if he's about to protest, Takehu thinks twice and holds his silence.
Frankly, I'm surprised someone hasn't killed you yet.
Yeah, that is sounding like something that a lot of people are going to want to do based on his personality. Gintel plants his hands on his hips and does his best to loom over the large Almawa man, though the effect is less than impressive. I'll vouch for him.
Don't see why we have to vouch for him. This fellow already knows he's fun.
Maya enjoys it.
All right. But if he gets up to any more mischief, it's your purse on the line.
Akira, punish me appropriately if I misbehave.
I'll hold you to that, you slippery bastard.
Gintel turns away with a huff, a faint blush coloring the tips of his ears.
You see anything you like, you let me know.
Alrighty. Private dance room, +1 casts for level 1 spells, and +1 to all skills. Not quite as good as the Helia's bounty, but that's actually not terrible. Maybe it'll be daytime, and I can check with the Violian Trading Company before I leave the city. There's still several districts I haven't gone to, but I've spent enough time here.
I've been dreaming about a priest that died, then rose again. What do you think that means? I see him walking Aora. Nothing but bones, lit by the flames of his soul.
I have no idea what that means. But it looks like it's still nighttime, so I'm not going into the Violian Trading Company yet. Perhaps I will remember to do so some later date. Zamar, that was his name.
Ahoy there. Any news worth telling?
Zamar dusts off his shoulders. The Principe won't be bothering you anymore.
Best news I've heard since I arrived on this rock.
Zamar lowers his hands. They shake like they don't know where to go next. They go back up to his beard, this time less frenzied.
What of Captain Redora?
Zamar pulls the end of his mustache taut.
Has she sobered up yet? Or do we need to shake her by her ankles?
She was robbed. Don't hold it against her.
Robbed? Abaddon's fist!
Blinking, Zamar glances past you and swallows.
Someone's feeling bold to prey on a captain in Queen's birth. Matters being what they are, Redora's commission is yours, if you can afford it.
Zamar smooths down his mustache and dislodges a small puff of sawdust. What is it? Oh.
That'll be the Iron Thunderer. A cannon well-deserved of her name.
Zamar beams with pride.
Maybe she doesn't stand up to Rawatai standards, but she's got heart.
Same could be said of the Wahaki tribe, and look what happened to them.
Grinning, Maya winks down at Ashiza. An aggressive isolationist Huana tribe, the Wahaki have consistently pushed back against Avilian and Rawataian efforts to expand into the outlying islands of the Deadfire archipelago. Takehu does not like her bringing that up. Bearing a sharp glare at Maya, Zamar turns his focus over to you.
For 1,000 pyres, she'll crack a hull, scour a sail, or splinter a deck like an imp with something to prove. But your friend's mouth has raised the price by 500.
He folds his arms and tips his head at Maya. Well, Maya didn't say anything that offensive.
I don't ask my clients their business because it gets in the way of mine. The Huana are good customers.
I don't have that kind of coin.
More's the pity. Come back when you do.
Plus, I don't really care for a cannon, because... yeah, I just don't like the way the ship combat works. It's really confusing and annoying. I'd rather just board and do the regular combat. Alrighty. To my ship. Already well over 2 hours, but I think I will at least hunt down one of these bounties. As you ready your ship, a cloaked figure mounts the gangplank and roughly forces a burned book into your hands. They turn and depart without a word. Burned Book of Law. The binding of this tome reeks of smoke. What few pages remain are crinkled and black. Based on the few chapter headers that survived the fire damage, this might have been a book of antiquated laws. Now it's nothing more than a charred relic of authority.
You crack the spine of the old book, revealing blackened pages of dense, illegible text. The words recede into the shadows the longer you focus on them. Suddenly, the page widens to eclipse the world around you. A dark void stretches out on all sides, the air full of choking fumes that carry dying embers and curling flakes of ash.
Wave to dispel the smoke.
Something stirs in the darkness. An old woman steps forward, leering down at you from on high. Her smile is toothy and cruel. Her cheeks warp around it like melted candle wax.
I'm so glad that my messenger tracked you down. These days it's impossible to find good help.
I don't know why more gods are contacting me, only this time not with the rest of the gods alongside them. Say nothing.
Before you draw your weapon, know that these proceedings are under a banner of peace. If this was a trap, it would have already closed around you.
I mean, I don't think I'd have drawn my weapon. You're ostensibly a god. That would be unwise.
While Bareth whispers in one ear and Aethys shouts in the other, I thought you could use a more seasoned perspective to drown out the noise.
Well, based on how you talked in the last meeting, it doesn't seem like you're the most reasonable person around. Was the ruse with the book really necessary?
For the moment, you are Bareth's creature. There are rules against my direct intervention, but nothing says you cannot willingly seek my counsel. Andra and Helia toe the line of acceptable conduct from time to time, but I am nothing if not adherent to our oldest laws.
Well, what could you possibly say that I haven't heard already?
Insolence will not help you here, child. Don't you find it unusual how open and accessible my siblings have made themselves? After millennia of subdued whispers, now they practically scream their intentions. And isn't it strange how we never bicker unless a mortal is watching?
Is it? You tell me.
I would never deny that our pantheon is emotional, willful, and prone to overreaction. But we didn't get this far arguing over minutiae. If we still possessed our glorious titans, my siblings and I would have put an end to Aethys and his rampage by now. While we are powerless to stop him, some of my kin wish to observe how mortals respond to this threat. They think it will shine a light on the value of our patronage. Have we raised you well enough to be self-sufficient? Or must we return to Eora and impose some corrective measures?
Say nothing.
A cross-section of society has converged on the Deadfire. Some of my kin are of an opinion that we are meant to judge mortals on the basis of their performance, while the rest of us have already made up our minds on the matter.
So we're being judged, but to what end?
Whichever end you deserve. When we ascended to godhood, we did so to provide for a savage people. Our goal was to craft a society whose values were made to last. Perhaps even a society that had no need of us. A naive fallacy, but one that inspired my optimistic, misguided kin. How you and your allies counter this threat will demonstrate whether you are competent enough to guide your own destinies, or if we need to revise our strategy. The soft-hearted among us are counting on you to win this existential wager. No doubt, Aethys shares their sympathies. I do not. We exist to rule over mortals. Nothing can change that. So now you know the truth. I assume you have questions.
Isn't Wotica the one that was essentially responsible for the scourging that Theos put humanity through? Like, she was the one that empowered him and gave him his immortality or some such. I see little reason to trust or care what she has to say. Do the gods think my actions can prove their point about mortal society?
Prove it or disprove it, yes. I never agreed to this arrangement, but if your example demonstrates mortal ineptitude, as I trust it will, then I can make the plans serve me. An assertive minority of gods believe that your choices will prove the value of their wild optimism. As if mortal collaboration and ingenuity are endorsements of our leadership. Then there are those of us who know better, who are not so easily convinced. Kith are vulnerable, unless they submit to the destiny we chart for them. Thinking otherwise can only breed dissent and chaos.
Has your opinion of mortals changed at all?
Nothing you've done has tarnished it utterly beyond repair. You may congratulate yourself on that much, at least.
Why did you choose to confide in me?
Whether knowingly or unintentionally, you seem to find yourself on the vanguard of change. Mortals like you come but once in a lifetime. Some would react poorly if I stripped mortals of their freedom without giving them a chance to plead their case. You have the honor of standing tall as their advocate. Before I return to Eora and assume my position as your deserving tyrant, you have this opportunity to prove me wrong. To demonstrate whether or not mortals are responsible enough to claim their future.
I see.
Mortals have precious little time to decide for themselves. Will they stand together as one, or swallow their pride and bend the knee? I have every confidence that you will disappoint us. Once my position is upheld, the undecided among the gods will embrace my plan.
Alright, I'll close the book.
Yes, I think we will. This is not the end of our discussion. You know how to find your way back to this place.
Wotica nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
Yeah, feels an awful lot like she wants to turn me into the next Theos, and I have no interest in that. Oh shoot, crew's dehydrated for some reason. Hate managing food and water for them. Alright, Tassila. Dakara. Am I allowed to sort by difficulty with the, in expert mode? I don't know if that actually works. I vaguely remember that in non-expert mode, it'd be like skulls here or something if it was too hard. But it looks like they all have the same symbol, so I assume it doesn't do anything. Okay. Just get rid of all the completed ones. Mongo. Too hard to keep all this straight. Still southwest of Port Mahé. I guess I just head off and hope I bump into one, essentially, because I don't feel like going through all of their positions and trying to think it through logically. Wish they just kind of showed up on my map, though obviously that would be silly in its way. I don't think I ever did anything here. Makes me want to just pop on and do that, but like maybe it's too hard for me. I don't know. You know what? Why not? Get some fruit down here, and then we'll see if Tahe is too hard for me or not.
Quietly now.
Tahe and Sea Troll. This doesn't look too bad. I mean, I have no real strong idea how strong Tahe or the Sea Troll is, but I'm going to give it a shot. Judging them by the fact that they're, you know, accompanied by sea bats and brine imps, they don't seem like they would be very difficult.
Trouble up ahead.
Whoa, whoa. Somebody got a good opening move. Don't know. Best opening move would be to have her cast some buffs, but you're just not allowed to cast buffs out of combat, which is such a bizarre thing to do.
I'm listening. You were saying?
Alright. I'm not a fan that marked for the hunt doesn't leave like a graphic on them. I was hoping it'd leave something glowing over their head or under their feet or something.
Speak your mind.
Third level chanter. Length 34. Bounces up to 4 cast. Oh, it's just lightning bolt, like the wizard gets. Do that, it should be fine. Ideally, it might hit that one, that one, that one, and that one, and it looks like it goes off before they get a turn. Give it a shot.
Something I can do.
Oh, and Edar gave Chie the fit boost. Neat. Oh, I shouldn't have unstealthed him. He has sneak attack. That was silly of me.
Yes?
This does not work.
Well, it didn't do a lot to most of them, but it did 50 to that sea troll in the back, so that's nice.
I'm here.
You can see the mark moving, though, when it bounces to a new target. So it's on that sea troll now. That's good. Down there.
As you wait. It's no use.
Not good penetration against this. Oh, that was with her offhand. It's weird. It was like that in the first game, too, where when they had a bashing shield, the bashing shield almost always went first, and that always felt odd to me.
It makes no difference.
Oh, that's nice. It's 3 targets with a single attack.
Oblige. Lavaru, be on
Nice.
Speak freely.
Take that.
Oh. Pops him like a balloon. Hit Sea Troll, the effect cancelled with regeneration. Interesting.
Happy to oblige.
The fire effect, that didn't really work that way in the previous game. I tried to use fire that way and it didn't seem to. Ishizi's almost dead. I don't like that, but that would go off after they get turned, so I guess I'll just do that.
I'm listening.
Nice.
Yeah?
And you give Ishizi the strong one? Yeah, nice. Wonder if he had enough int if I could boost that to 2 rounds. If so, I might consider moving that over to Chie once she gets her int to over 100% duration. Ouch. Why can't you attack? You must be immobilized. Yeah, constricting seaweed, immobilize. I don't know how that works on a flying creature, but sure. Ooh, and she's almost dead now. That's not good.
Nothing I can do.
Speak your mind.
Your bones will feed the land.
We're dropping like flies.
That's a shame.
I seem to have lost my way. Yes? I'm no help here.
What can I do you for?
At your service.
Didn't work.
Yes, that was quite pathetic.
Yeah?
I'm going to go after Kehu.
You have my attention.
Kehu. I'm going to use... it's on 3 now. Yeah, that's the shield cracks. Excellent, and it hit both of them. So now, so long as I can hit them both before they get a turn, it should boost the duration by 1. So as I can keep hitting them a few times, it should make that more or less permanent for the rest of the fight. Yeah, up till 2 rounds already. Perfect.
Happy to oblige.
Everyone's still got the Dire Blessing, so there's no point in doing the lower level one, and the rest of her spells seem to suck, except for the Blessed Harvest, but these things have, I mean, trolls generally have huge fortitudes. I don't think that's going to be hugely worthwhile yet, especially since that also just deals more damage the lower health they're at. Excellent with that bouncing attack. The shield cracks. Just goes up and up.
Yes?
Does that also extend it? It does not. Okay.
Nothing I can do.
That does, though, and each hit does it independently. Nice.
You were saying?
Starting to wish I'd grabbed the ability to resurrect Ishizi with her, but perhaps sometime later. Oh, nice, 3 rounds on that blind.
Yeah.
Nice, good big hit.
Hmm?
And it still has 1,000,000 health left.
Yes, it's no use.
You were saying?
Something I can do?
40, that's a good hit.
You need something?
Your bones will feed the land.
Does the attack bounce back and forth? So it was able to hit multiple times each? That's potentially really good. That rod is... Wow, fantastic. I mean, it just has one extra bounce, but... Oh, I know what it was. It's because he's got this modal that makes it AoE. So not only is it hits once, which damages both of them, then it bounces. Wow, that is really good. That's a really interesting idea to, like, just make a character built around that. Well, I don't know if ranger abilities work with rods, but probably make a pretty crazy ranger with it, if so. Or a rogue to take advantage of your sneak attacks. There we go.
I'm here.
And just the one.
Ugh, I'm no help here.
What's that? 40... 61 damage, I think that was? 60.7. That's the combat log tells me. I don't need to do math.
I've got this, Captain.
This is probably the last round for my worms. Yeah.
Yeah?
You have my attention.
Nice. Only one round, sadly, but...
What can I do you for?
Yeah, she needs a better level 2 spell. I mean, even more so. I just continue to wish I could use my level 2 spell slots to cast level 1 spells. Oh well.
Time to separate the chaff.
Speak your mind.
Yes? Stand together!
I'm listening.
Yeah?
What can I do you for? Get threshed!
Yes? It's no use.
You were saying?
Interesting that it lists 3 separately this time. Last time it summed them all up and then had a drop-down menu to expand them. I wonder why.
Yeah?
To choose one over the other.
At your service.
I can certainly say the combat log's a lot better about listing stuff than it was before. In the first game.
Yeah?
Your orders?
Not perfect, but huge improvement. To be respected and valued. I've gained Tahei's head. I guess that is a bounty. I just don't know which, or I haven't gotten it yet. Close to those. What do you got? 10% AoE, you've already got that. I don't know if those stack. I mean, a lot of things stack in this game that didn't in the last one, so it makes me think they might, but I have no way to know for sure. Once per rest, the caster becomes petrified and untargetable for a brief time. It's kind of interesting. It'd be neat if, like for chanters, if that let them continue chanting while they were petrified. I doubt it does, but I'll give it to Kehu to experiment with, and if it does, then great. I'll give him this as well.
I gladly
AoE on his
accept.
chance. I don't know if Shiza has a wound or anything. There doesn't seem to be any way to examine him. I assume he does. Your pets got wounds in the previous one when they get knocked out, but I don't know for sure. Oh, I should have looked around there a little bit more thoroughly, but I don't think it's worth the load screen to go back in. Oh, it won't even let me if I wanted to. Now, hopefully there wasn't any cool lootables there. Alright, let's see what else we can do. The time sure does go by fast and eat through all of my food and drink. guess that's the downside to having more crew that I know what to do with. Like, these ones are doing nothing for me, and as are these. I got 5 crew members that are effectively worthless, but hold on to them because I don't want to fire them. I might get a bigger boat someday. Money we got? 3 grand? Sure, I guess. We'll just buy all this food. Clear out the fog of war. Oh, it's like singing, but so quiet I can just barely hear it. Abandoned village, eh? Drusilla, isn't that one of my... Oh. Yes. That's one of the bounties. Oh, let's come back for that later. Oh, going better off in the... Fifth level Cypher. Her ship looks more powerful, man. She has a lot more people, which is concerning. Nevertheless, bored. Slightly apprehensive, if only because when I boarded a 3rd level person, the combat still wasn't completely trivial. Didn't come close to losing or anything, but it was a fight. So a 5th level one, slightly concerning, but gonna be bold to some extent. Shizzy indeed does not appear to have a wound. I thought it might show me when I got into this thing. It's good to know if that's the case. You just can't get wounds on him. Paladins and fighters galore. Priest up there, and Drusilla herself.
Yeah.
Marina and Venezi up there.
Breath Eligna.
Speak your mind.
Yeah, are we on this? 6.7. I don't think that'd reach all of them. It might reach first 3. 3.4 radius. When it's a cast that can land... I think it's like a circle that I cast on a target. So if I like target it there, it'll hit all of them, although they will. Many of them will get turrets first, making it definitely a miss. So I'll just try this, see how many I hit. Oh, nice. That is actually a bit further than I realized. Perfect. I realized all of those.
Something I can do?
It looks like the game is preferring to use my actual companions over random ship crew if I have them. I'll put them all down here instead of up there. And Edar up here, because I know they can jump across here. Yeah, right there. So block it and hopefully keep Venezi and Arena alive. Nice.
I'm listening.
What do you need?
He just takes a beating.
Happy to oblige. Mo Ixie honor.
Speak your mind.
Tungaloa devour you!
Nice.
Nothing I can do.
You were saying? I've got this, Captain!
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle. Happy to oblige. Lavru be on sync.
Worth and rock.
Sacred loop.
Captain?
Yeah?
Oh, he gave Venezi smart. It's funny.
This thing isn't doing the job.
At your service.
So help me God, I'll whoop the next one of you who takes aim at me.
Damn it, Aloth. That was actively unhelpful. Oh, and now you're gonna fireball our own team. Okay, I want my sailors back. They're less
What can I do?
destructive than Aloth.
As you wish.
Never should have taught him an AoE spell, I guess. If I knew I was just gonna put him on the boat and not take control of him, but I didn't know it would work this way.
Hmm?
We're dropping like flies.
He literally killed Takehu. What the hell, Aloth, you piece of crap.
Lavru be on sync.
I gained 10 morale, 550 experience, and 2 sailor experience. Chie, Little Lucia, Beodil. Beodil can gain both a level and a rank. I did not know those were different things for those shipped people, so we've got levels and ranks on a bunch of them. Interesting. A little bit of coinage, but not too much to worry about. I'll share the coin with the crew. I don't know if that, when I say share coin with crew, if that means it gives all of the coin to the crew, or, like, splits it. Hopefully it splits it, because I'd like some of it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Fine rapier, fine rapier, fine rapier, fine wand. Small shield, Violian breastplates. Alright, nothing particularly interesting, it seems. Anybody using unenchanted breastplates? No. Alright, I do think it's possible setting her to a breastplate is better. The bonuses on that sharpshooter's guard aren't terrible, but just some... I mean, she hasn't really come close to death yet. I don't think it really matters. 2 more armor. Yeah. Not gonna concern myself with it. That was one of them taken care of. That helps. Piakara sails the Scale of Tangaloa off the northeastern coast of Asongo. Scylla River Dragon, southwest of Port Mage. That's where I am now, so around here. Mariel the Mad, was that one of them too? Yes, it was. There's no chance I gained a level, is there? Ooh, I did! How do I level up on this screen? Can I not? I have to enter, like, a town or something? I'll just gamble on this not instantly starting me in combat. Give me a second to stand around first.
Still is a pond.
Didn't gain a level on everybody, but a couple of them. It's not a new power level, though. Oh, it is a new power level. I just wasn't even at 3 yet. Is them disoriented for a round? Not bad. Just a full attack that deals good damage. Also not bad. More health regen. I mean, it already seems quite potent. 10 health to 14. That's not bad, maybe. It's 10 fort. Additional engagement. Yeah, it's definitely the additional engagement, I think. Or... well, it's probably... oh, hold on, let's see something next. Okay. Previous. Yeah, it's the additional... I wanted to see if the additional engagement was something rogues could select as well, just before I made a decision. Oh goody, I can get this, the Gouging Strike. Definitely getting that. I just really like the idea of having raw damage. Just land that, and then that target will die, so long as I can sandbag long enough. I really like that as a concept. Melee attacks that target deflection and miss have a chance of allowing an instant full attack cost. I don't like this chance of, considering how rarely things miss, really. Like, it's usually a graze. But also, I just don't like it because it doesn't tell you what the chance is. Is it 10%? Is it 50? Is it 95? Who knows? Not I. Arcana? Metaphysics, I guess? I don't know. Okay, I can get to this now if I wanted, but at least for now, Takeha has that, which is good enough. Bolts now bounce to additional targets. That's not bad. Extra damage. Get one of the resistant ones, or combat focus. Combat focus isn't a terrible idea, for sure. Healing and immunity to resolve is also not half bad. I'm probably going to want that eventually once I get here. Oh, it causes it to do damage to enemies and even greater to spirits and vessels. Quite like that. I won't be able to get that until level 13. Yikes, quite late. Well, the wisps could be nice. Hard pick when I've already got a summon there. Feels like I should skip a power level before I get my next summon. Yeah, I'm gonna boost to my thrice was she wronged and thrice justly avenged. Her revenge swept across the land. And on the monk side, what do I get? While on medical, melee weapon crits have a 33% chance to trigger another strike. Not terrible. 15% shock damage on my weapon. Probably better. Like 33% chance for another strike is effectively 33% increased damage, so it's technically more damage, but it's chancy. Easily not get it when you really need it. So long as you stand stationary, you can use this to redirect melee attacks to another nearby target for a round. I wonder what it means by redirect to another nearby target, like to your allies, or can you redirect them to the enemies even? Seems finicky to use regardless, so I'm not hugely into it. I'm already kind of burned through my mortification by virtue of just spamming Swift Strikes and Dance of Death, so I'm not inclined to get something that uses more mortification. So the stun isn't terrible. Ooh. When you level it up, you can make it refund if you crit. I do crit a lot, because she's got very high accuracy with that rapier, but not something to worry about yet. I wouldn't be able to get that until level 13. Obviously, this is what I'm most waiting for, is the power level 4, because I really want the duality of Mortal Presence to get my int to be basically plus 10 most of the time. % of hits to crits, especially if I do decide to get that. I mean, I did look it up, and Google says that this is compatible with using a bash weapon. In fact, it also says that 2-weapon style works when you're using a bash weapon, but I don't really care about increasing my action speed all that much. Better than literally nothing. I'll probably be using that shield forever, so maybe someday if I find myself with nothing else to pick. But I expect if it comes to that, I'd be taking things like Snake's Reflexes first. Calls upon the power of the monk's psyche, reflecting half of ranged missiles targeting only the monk back to their point of origin. But they have to miss first. Tough choice. I'm inclined... to grab the one-handed style. Use wounds to do a primary attack that staggers. Upgrade to stunned. I mean, that's more tempting since it uses wounds, and I already build wounds really quickly between Dance of Death and just plain taking damage. So no, I want to grab one of these, I think, because I'm never going to want to get this later. I might as well get it now, because I do use Swift Strikes occasionally, and it's a waste not to upgrade it. I'll get this one, which is mathematically superior, or this one, which is more reliable, which feels better to me. Okay, go with the feels better. Plus, it is a different element, you know. There are certainly going to be targets that resist or even are immune to my weapon damage, so this makes sense. that do a little bit of lightning chip damage. Even if lightning is my main other damage type already because of my thrice was she wronged and thrice justly avenged. Alrighty.
I see a soul in the darkness.
A bunch of vessels.
One ready for reaping. I see a soul in the darkness. One ready for reaping.
You just said that, Shoti. You don't want to turn into Pelagina constantly talking about the walls of Cade Nua being something she doesn't normally see because they're too vulnerable to cannon fire every single time you enter the map. It's interesting that, yeah, I'm so used to most chanter invocation, being foe only that it makes them kind of awkward to use. We'll just paralyze the named one. Or miss it. Yeah, that'll do too.
Hmm?
Yeah, it unhotkeyed this. What did I have that hotkeyed on? N, I think. It's rude. It should know. Just automatically change the hotkey for me. Nice. Now she's just dead so long as I'm not. I love that idea. Similarly, it didn't unhotkey this, but I can't cast it. It just thinks it's not my turn because it removed the ability from me by replacing it with this. What an awkward way of doing that. Good positioning. I don't think I'm realistically going to hit with multiples. Everyone's too spread out for this to have a good chance of that. Oh, similarly, I gotta do it with, this also. Alright, not terrible. Bounced a bit weirdly. We've got a bunch of vessels here, so we'll start by... Bam. Damage and shake them all up.
You were saying?
Alright, so that's going to take too long to go off.
At your service.
For my captain!
I'm listening.
I thought that would kill it.
Something I can do?
What can I do?
There it goes. Oh, nice. And the lightning bonus damage actually affects the shield, too, which I hadn't been thinking about when I was doing the consideration of whether it's the right move. I think it pushes it even further up, even if the shield's damage is pretty trivial.
Happy to oblige. Lavaru, be on seek.
Yes?
Captain?
Something I can do?
Leveled up, Shoti.
Yes, Captain.
For Mother Ngati.
Lavaru, through beyond
Swing and a miss.
Stand to that's for my friends.
Your orders?
Yeah?
What does this cost? 2 guile, and I think I have a max of 5?
You need something.
It's more than I thought, and I don't know how I burnt through it all already.
3, 2.
Yeah. How?
You need something.
Yes? Sacré fou!
No problem.
Indeed.
Still as a pond.
Fine rod, fine padded armor. Hey, it's that stone of power that I was considering buying briefly. Sure. I don't know when I will ever remember to use it, but better to have it than not. I'll give her this. I don't know how much +1 int helps her. Not very much for sure, but perhaps better than nothing.
What do you think, Ishi?
Level of Shukti. I know one more religion, I think, because it boosts her weapon in some way that I don't remember the specifics of. Oh, she's hit power level 7. Do remember liking Circle of Protection in the previous one. Oh, very short duration. I think the main reason I liked it is just at a very high radius. And strong. You can tell us when they kill something. Strong for 10 rounds on an AoE is not bad. What's the radius? Oh, absolutely minute. Okay. Spell shaping. My recollection is trying to use that in the past just felt glitchy and like it didn't work correctly. Pen with fire, electricity, or acid, I guess. Not exciting. Already for 10 rounds. 5 constitution and 2 armor. Standard action. All allies in the area of the effect with accuracy and might bonuses, while all enemies receive a penalty to same. 2.5 radius plus 2.5 radius. How does that compare to this radius? I guess the same as the Dire Blessing radius, which is the same as the Blessing radius? No, Blessing is much bigger. Interesting. Could use a 2nd level spell. She never uses her 2nd level spell slots. Color Faith's not bad, just a big whack. I thought Iconic Projection would be pretty good, but it just keeps missing the enemies and or doing such a tiny amount of damage as to not matter. And the health often seems to just kind of manage to miss the allies. It's just narrower than I think it than I keep expecting it to be. Yeah, I think I'll take that, and then leaning towards Litany of the Body. Shining Beacon. A foe AoE that does -10 to defenses, 32 burn damage per round for a round. Does have, like, per round for 1 round. It does. That just mean it deals it initially and then again on their turn, or something else. Range 5. Oh, this isn't. I thought this was going to be centered on her, but apparently it's targeted anywhere. It's pretty good as far as an offensive spell is concerned, especially since it's a foe-only AoE. I really like those. But it's also a cast, and an attack that is a cast is just so hard to target. Sometimes you get lucky and your turn just goes before. I think I just go with the Litany of the Body. I like the idea of just throwing Hardy on Chie near the beginning of every fight, with her taking plus 50% damage due to her monk kit. An extra bit of health and armor seems sensible. Although I do wish it was a free action. The game's a lot stingier about free actions than the predecessor was. Oh. We come upon an abandoned Huana village. The few of its huts that haven't been blown across the Deadfire countryside lie in ruins. Trees felled by strong winds litter the village's periphery. A handful of structures still stand, however, and might hide something worth salvaging. I find some palm stones. Fire kelp. A lot of fire kelp. And nothing else. Alright. Nothing too inspiring, but better than nothing. For Asila down here. Running out of water again, that's not good. Right, so a little bit of grog, we'll toss that in there. Food's decent, but might as well toss the rice up there while I'm here. And more fruit. Oh, that's a ruddy rabble. I don't think that's one of them. Southwest of Port Mai, so southwest. Yeah, it should be somewhere around here. Oh, this thing is chasing me. It's not ideal, but oh, I seem to be faster than it. I was actually kind of hoping. Oh, there's Asila. Well, let's hope she isn't too strong for me. 6th level. I just got to 7. With many of my characters at least, so hopefully this will go okay. At least it means everybody's feared for this first round because I'm a level above them. Oh good, Rumdum Regair is here to get himself killed. And Aeloth has joined the fight to kill us. Go away, Aeloth.
Yeah? Breath the lake now.
You need something?
Looks like he's gonna try to kill Rumdum Regear this time instead of killing the Keha. Nice.
Hey.
You graze somebody that's paralyzed. You should have better accuracy than that. That is a lot of numbers. I like that. Didn't do a lot of damage per shot, but there's 3 of them to bloodied. Did a little bit of chip damage here on Asila.
You were saying?
Hey, he actually missed Rum Dum Regier. As long as he doesn't run forward and get himself killed, that might not be terrible. I really like the way this marked for the hunt bouncing mark just kind of encourages me to cast it on weak targets and finish them off. I have a bad habit of spreading my damage out, and it's always better to finish somebody off than keep weakening more people, and it really encourages me to do that.
My attention.
For my captain!
Not
What
bad.
can I do?
Oh yeah. So 6s popping up over everybody.
Yeah, it's no use.
Alright.
You were saying? For the wrong Anui.
No grazing allowed. Oh, I haven't been using that. Use that plus, it's plus 20 accuracy, right? Yeah, that'll help a lot.
Hey.
Hela can be gouged.
Moe, Ixie, Onus.
Yeah, there he goes, hitting Rum Dum Regier that time. Alof's favorite thing is to attack our own team with his AoEs. I don't know who this Incipi Warbler is, but he keeps just standing around on his turn instead of doing anything. Who did the mark bounce to? I didn't notice it this time. Aha.
What can I do?
Push Shoti a little bit. Oh, alright.
Nothing I can do.
There we go. All those numbers. Delicious.
I'm listening.
Need to find an enchanted arquebus one of these days, though.
Leave it to me.
Lavaru beyond seek.
Lavaru beyond seek.
What say? It makes no difference.
Happy to oblige. Lavaru beyond seek.
Yes? Very well. I'm no help here.
Nice.
Speak your mind.
You were saying? For the homeland.
Yeah?
Missed. Blinded or something? Oh, you just can't hit anything. Well, he couldn't hit a paralyzed target. paralyzed and flanked, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
You got E and N.
Lavaru, be on sync.
At your service.
I will swallow you whole.
Alrighty. TA gained a rank, crew gained 2 sailor experience, and 710 regular experience. I guess the regular, like, they gain regular person levels as well as gaining sailor levels, I guess. Oh. Oh, their morale is high enough. I think I'm not going to share my the copper/gold with them this time. I'll just take it for myself. Ooh, exceptional mail and exceptional greatsword. I don't think I have anyone using greatswords, but I'm sure I can find a use for that exceptional mail. I think Chie is just using a fine mail, so that's an obvious one. No, she's using Brigandine. Even, being one class lesser is overall better, mostly. There we go. Improvement for 50. And right, nobody cares. Oh, actually, yeah, you'll use the greatsword. You wanted a two-hander anyway for if you ever decide to switch to melee. You probably won't. You'll probably just be using the arquebus at all times, but I like having a melee option on characters, even if there's really no mechanical reason to bother. Like, these do actually get a penalty in melee, which is kind of nice, but yeah, unfit for melee. But I don't know how often that'll be relevant. Oh, right, that's why I'm not using this, because it has this 10% chance to cast interrupting crush damage AoE when critically hit in melee, and I am too afraid to use it in case that crush damage AoE has friendly fire. I don't want her to get hit, have that trigger, and have it kill half my team. Might as well toss this on you, though. +1 resolve. Also gives you Lone Wolf. Don't really know what it means by no allies nearby. That could mean, like, only works if you're literally a solo party, or it could mean just nobody in the immediate vicinity. Okay. Sungo. I don't know where Hasungo is. But the last 2 of my... Yeah, it's up there. My bounties are on it, so... The shipwreck? Oh, I can't get to it. Well... Sift through. Nice, nice. Want a colors, don't care. A pry bar, and we're done. There. Head back up a little bit. And I think we'll call it there. That has been quite a long session. Sure we got some food here, because I'll forget. Before I call it here, I'm going to go to Port Mahe and see if I can buy some more provisions. Well, I can buy fresh fruit times infinity, so that's nice. But it's $19 each. So what, 10 would be 190. 100 would be, yeah, 1900. I can't afford to do that yet. I guess we'll just get a bunch of hardtack. Say 150. 150 water. Yeah. Do that for now. It should be enough to just make sure I don't run out. Not going to give me bonuses, but won't give me penalties either. Where'd the water go? Why can't I see it? There it is. There. And with that, I'm calling it an end to Session 6. The longest one I've made yet, but I will, as I believe I mentioned in the previous video, be trying to make these a little bit longer for this game, because I would ideally want to get them done near the end of August. And or beginning of September, when I go back to classes to take some physics. But thank you all for watching and or listening, and I hope you will join me again when I start Session 7 next time.